I'm so excited. This is our first session of the Call to Aliveness, and we're with Stef Freeman, who's a visionary artist. Thanks for coming, Stef. I was really interested if you could tell us something about your journey of claiming the identity of artist and visionary artist.
Oof, so big. I think claiming the identity of artist was a really big step, than something that I'd really shied away from and like hid from myself for a few years, quite a few years actually. And then all of a sudden I had this like intense intuitive thing happen, and it was like, you need to do this now. Like you can't keep on thinking about it and thinking I want to do this thing and not actually just fucking do it. So yeah, I'm doing it now.
Awesome. Because I remember you telling me once that there was a teacher in high school or in school that said, you know you're an artist, don't you?
Yeah,
so it's kind of always been there, but...
Totally. I had a realisation yesterday. It was like, you know how you see all these things that are like, you know, just to go do what you love. And then I was painting the other day, I was like, oh fuck, it's actually really that easy.
It was like I heard the other day, like that you should just do the thing you love because you're going to be better at that. Like you're going to be really good at that because like your heart's in it. And
totally, and you're going to want to fucking do it.
And can you tell me a little bit about like visionary art, the visionary art scene, and what it means to be a visionary artist?
Well, to me, visionary art like touches on like things outside of what we would see in normal consciousness, in normal reality. So it can be dreams, can be actual visions, can be psychedelic experiences. Any number of those things, or archetypal things. I'm interested in the journey that happens outside of the actual art through working with them. Like they're in my life when I'm doing the art, but yeah, the whole time.
I love, because you've done a few amazing visionary art paintings and are in the process of some that I've seen and I love so much. I'd love it if you could just tell us about the process of like maybe how those visions came or the idea came and what it's like to paint a visionary art piece.
So the one that's coming to mind is like the first kind of visionary painting that I did, which came in a really weird circumstance. And I laid down, and all of a sudden I saw these women, and they were like these two like priestess women. This is the archetype theme again. And they had these like giant anchors, and the anchors were covered in like rubies and emeralds, and they were like glistening, and they were gold, and there were two anchors, and they were crossing, and these two priestess women who were covered in like gold chains, and like, oh, they were beautiful, and they were saying to me, the temple's closed, like we're looking after you, which was really powerful. And then I went and did a visionary art workshop with Adam Scott Miller, and I kept on saying to friends of mine, like, oh, maybe I could just do something else, and then telling them about this vision that I'd had, and they were like, no, do that one, do the one that's going to challenge you the most. Okay, all right, this is going to be interesting. And so I did it, and I had no fucking idea what I was getting myself into. It was so like wading through like deep unconscious stuff through the painting. It was like and I haven't finished it yet, so it's still like a healing journey, really. And yeah, all of a sudden these women were in front of this like golden doorway that was shaped like a big yoni, which had like gold work, I'm not sure, like around the entrance to it. And they were standing there with their big swinging anchors, and the doors were going to be shut, completely locked, and I did this drawing of it, and it looked so hard. I was like, fuck, I can't do that, that looks horrible. And then all of a sudden the doors were open, and then Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, was inside on the other side of the doors in this like portal, like, woo. And all of a sudden the chains on the women, the chains that the women were holding, they were kind of like holding them like this, like one was holding them like that and the other one was holding like that, and the end of the chain was like flowing down, and all of a sudden the chains were breaking and like all this stuff was going on through the painting, but inside me at the same time. It was, really full on, and it continues to be really full on because I haven't finished it yet. But I had no idea that it was going to be so deep. Wow. And it's awesome that it is, but I had no idea.
Wow. It sounds like the process of like painting a vision that you have. It's not so much about like keeping that in your mind as like a process of surrender almost. Of like it doesn't just stay the same. It's like you have to tune back into the energy and see, like listen to it. Is that how you would say it is?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I remember watching a interview with a visionary artist, and someone was saying to them, you have to listen to what the painting wants, not what you want. I keep coming back to that. I'm so grateful that I landed in visionary art land before I landed in mainstream art school land, and I'm so grateful that I didn't go to art school straight after school, because I'm really grateful, maybe cool, full circle, that I shut that side of myself away so then I could come back with more knowledge.
And with art school, would you have any words of advice to other artists or young artists that are going to kind of a uni or a course that there's ideas of what art should look like?
I would say don't take everything as the truth, because they very much can, not always, but can try and put you into a box of like, this is what we want your creativity to look like. And to me that's so stifling and so against creativity, because creativity should just like explode out. And I've had to go through this process of just exploding out all this fucking anger towards art school to get to what I want to make art about, which has been really interesting.
It's kind of cool that it's like through the stifling box that it wants to put you in, it's made you more clear about not wanting to be that,
totally,
like wanting your freedom and wanting that for your creativity.
Totally. After 4 or 5 months of being at art school now, I'm finding the ability to like step backwards and question what these people are saying to me, and just like, but with love, like not be like, well fuck you, like blah 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 blah, but be like, well, I don't agree with you, and they respect that, which is awesome. Like that feels really good that they respect that.
It's really beautiful, and like to have that kind of compassion, because they've gone through a system that says this is good art, this is bad art, and they're just passing that on to their students. And I'd love to hear about, because you have a kind of an unusual living situation. Stef lives in a bus called Magda. It's a pretty magical bus.
Magda the magic bus.
Would you be willing to share some of your bus living story?
Totally. I had a moment like maybe a couple of months ago when I did a workshop called Sex Witch, and we were invoking Lilith. And Lilith is, I'm about to do a painting of Lilith, which is going to be really interesting. I'm a little bit scared actually, but we'll get there. And what happened after that retreat was that everything changed. Like Lilith was just like, I'm not going to stand for all this old shit that you have got going on. Like I want everything to rearrange. I want you to pull out everything. And so here I am, like ripping dream catchers apart, like clawing them apart, ripping out all this stuff and like changing all the colours and da 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 da. And I realised like it was not, when I was in there before, I didn't want to be in there because it didn't really suit me. I didn't really like being in that space. And then all of a sudden, after that experience of like ripping everything out and changing everything really quickly, painting all over everything and da 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 da, like total frenzy. And I actually wanted to be in there. It was like my little like world, and it felt so me. Like, interesting journey. The bus, such a big teacher.
Yeah.
Oof. She also teaches me to receive, like, because I always need to be around friends. Like I need to plug in like I'm doing at your house and like get water from people, use people's showers, like all these things. So she teaches me to ask for help and also to receive help, which is not something that I find really easy. Yeah, so she's a massive teacher.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful because you've got your space, which is your external space is really attuned with your inner space at the moment. But it's like that bus, it allows you the alone time and the time to paint and do your art, but it also forces you in a way to connect with other people when it runs out of water, when you need to charge up your batteries. It's like gives you both kind of solitude and connection.
It's like, all right, I need people now. Come on, Stef, let's do it.
And I'd love just to ask one more question, and that is, what makes you come alive, Stef?
Obviously painting. Like that. I had, like I said, I had a realization. Every time I paint I have a realization, like, why don't I do this more? Like, I just want to do this all the time, like forever and ever and ever.
So beautiful. Thank you so much, Stef, for chatting to me today. I love talking to you, and I love your art and I love your presence. So
Thank you, darling.